evening, Yin yogis. Who do we have online tonight? Are you ready for your yin practice? Hello, who do we have? Oh, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Vari. Hi, sis. How you doing? Good evening. Oh, you're all popping on really quickly. You've been sitting waiting for that button to flash up. Oh, thank you for the love hearts, sister. Back to you. Hi, Elaine. How you doing, Elaine? You surviving? Hi, Sarah. Lovely to see all the names. Keep them coming. Hello, Christine. Hi, Lynn. Hello, hello. Excellent. As always, one of my favourite classes now, Yin. Okay. I get your message, Elaine. Thank you. I'm glad you're good. Looking forward to it too, Wendy. Good. In my other classes this week, we're working through the chakras, and quite, some of it is very yang, but we have some yin in it as well. So I'm going to stay with the chakra theme, but in a very yin style. So lots of releasing into our postures. The yang stuff's good as well, but we need some yin. This is my third class of the day, plus a 7-mile run today. I just like saying that. It wasn't really all running. It was a lot of walking. But I was also doing, the stairs down at the beach, Wendy, that we did in our training. I was squat jumping up some flights of stairs. So from the bottom step, plyometrics, jumping up and squatting on the next one, jumping up and squatting on the next one. Yeah, my legs are a little bit tired now. Then I would take a bit of a jog and then a walk. So it was 7.25 miles when I got back to the house. But it was really stressful, as some of you might have seen in my Facebook post. I'm going to have a moan. I can't believe the amount of people still not sticking to social distance, and the beach was really busy. Hi, Andy, I'm having a good moan. Hello, Velvet. I mean, I had to ask people to step aside, and the width of the promenade, it's huge. It's really, really annoying. People are strolling around like in pairs in the middle of the promenade, and they look round, they can hear me running towards them, and they just stay in the middle. And that's not, I had to keep going up the stairs onto the top walkway and then back down, which I was kind of going to go do anyway. But yeah, hi Wendy, other Wendy. Hello Tanya. And Andrea, hi, lovely to see you all coming aboard. Welcome to Yin class. So yeah, I had a lovely walk jog down at 7.2 miles. Are you proud of me, Tanya? I enjoyed it. But yes, it was quite stressful just trying to keep away from people. And the beach was right on my doorstep, but I love going over the Briggle Balgownie as well. So it was slightly quieter when I walked there yesterday. So I might have to stick to the riverside. Hi, Rachel. How you doing? See all the names popping up. Yeah. I know the supermarkets as well are really not enforcing it enough. It needs to get a bit stricter, or we're never going to get free. We need more freedom. Everyone has to comply. You would think down at the beach there'd be plenty of space, but the more space you give people, the more they take up. So we should have a few more coming. I'll just wait. Oh, it's only 25 past. I was going to say we could have a blether, but it's me doing all the talking, but feel free to write things up. Is that Sarah I've just seen popping up? I recognise the picture. Are you there, Sarah? Type me a little message. A wave back to you, Rachel. 12 of you. Hi, Sarah. I miss you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Kisses to you too. Hi, Barbara. I saw one of my students in the local co-op after I came back from a run. And it was so instinctive. We both went, hi, like this, with the arms out, and then, mwah, mwah, social distance. We stayed 6 feet away. How you doing, Velvet? I hope you're well. 14 of you, very good, very good. Lovely to see you too, Barbara. Even if it's just a little picture in your name. Did I tell you all about that? Was it last Tuesday that I told some of you when I had looked up at the screen in a previous class and went, oh hi, good morning, like that to one of my students who's never ever, she only joined Facebook to do my classes, which is you know, very, very heartwarming. Oh, I miss you too. Thank you, Sarah. But when I had looked up at the screen and went, oh, good morning, she nearly spat her tea out. She was sitting on her sofa with a cup of tea. Hi, Dagmar. She messaged me going, I didn't know you could see me. I'm so sorry. I was sitting having a cup of tea because I've got an injury. I thought I would just watch the class. And I put back, I can't see you. I just saw your name. Bless. Maybe I should just pretend that I can see you. The other story from last week is that one of my regulars admitted, after we were messaging back and forth about something completely unrelated, although related to yoga, and I had been helping her online, she then said, oh God, I feel so guilty. I was like, what's wrong? And she said, well, I have to admit, this last couple of weeks doing yoga in my lounge, I really haven't been trying so hard. I've just been sort of doing what I can because I know you can't see me. But at least she admitted it and she felt guilty about it, so she was going to start working hard. So you must pretend that you are here in my studio. I know we're in my lounge. So if you haven't been to the YIN class before or any of my online classes before, I made a conscious decision to be in my lounge doing it because I know most of you are as well. And the studio feels a very lonely place to be without you all there. So it's nicer up here. It's cozier and the Wi-Fi's better up here. So it's almost time, maybe just one more minute before the rest of the Yinsters get on board. Susan and Leanne joining us tonight, I wonder. Leanne wasn't at her Monday night class. I don't remember seeing her name anyway. I hope she's okay. Wendy, do you know anything? Are they both okay, Susan and Leanne? Hi, Laura. So if anybody knows, if anyone else is sick, etc., do keep me informed. I hope none of my yogis fall prey to this horrible thing. Who else might be coming along tonight? Trevor. Is Trevor on board? Andy's here. Christine, Dagmar, Sarah. Two Sarahs. Megan, I think I've just seen your picture too. Oh, hi Megan. Hello. Not heard anything, okay. Not Susan, don't know about Leanne. So not Susan as in she's not coming to class. Rachel's here, Tanya's here. I think that's just about everyone, so we shall get started in a second. Feel free to come to your mats when you're ready, lie back and close your eyes. Hi Trevor. Super, super. We have 18 people ready to do their yin practice. Fantastic. So I'm staying with my theme of the chakras this evening. Susan not coming. Okay, all right. For those of you, let me see, yin class. Yeah, I think I sent you a message, some of you. If Tuesday night yin is your regular, so if you were coming to the studio for the 8-week block, then this is number 8 again. So fees are due if you do it that way. I think I got you all by message. All right. Okay, I think that's it. 17. Who just came on? It was Trevor that made it 17, I think. Welcome. So yes, please do keep me informed if any of our other students are not well or have succumbed to any of the symptoms of the virus. I would like to know that and be able to get in touch with them. So hopefully we're all well and we're going to escape this, yeah? Keeping our bodies strong and healthy will help, of course. All right, let's begin. Working through the chakras, the energy wheels of the body. If you also come to one of my other online classes, like I say, it will be the chakras as well, but in a more yang way, with some yin poses, but and definitely a lot of movement and powerfully shifting the energy through these wheels. Chakra means wheel. So as you lie on your back, visualize your spine and try to get a sensation of dropping down into the earth, because that's our first place, our first chakra. If we're not grounded, then it's going to be difficult to get the energy to move evenly through the other chakras. So grounding is essential. Give yourself time to drop down, to really let go, but don't fall asleep. So focus on nice, even breaths, in and out through your nose. These chakras, these 7 chakras, although there are many more, the 7 chakras that we focus on in an asana sequence, a yoga a posture sequence, are all located near a major network or at a major network of arteries, veins and nerves along the spine, connected to the 7 endocrine glands, for example, the thyroid, the adrenal glands, the pituitary and pineal glands in the brain, etc. The even numbers, so the 2nd, 4th and 6th chakra, link to feminine qualities, so yin qualities. Obviously the opposite for the odd numbers, linked to the masculine. So we have compassion and openness and willpower and assertiveness. And we all need this yin and yang within both of us, within both sexes, masculine and feminine energy for both sexes. When the chakras are lying with dormant energy, then this can cause a physical manifestation of health issues. And often the energy, well, it can always be helped with a yoga practice. It can always be helped, okay? I'm not here to say that by doing a yoga sequence, whether it's yin or yang, will cure your energy blockages and make you feel fantastic. It might, and you might feel fantastic for a short while, and then the next day you could return to feeling dormant energy in the same places again. Because unless we really solve what's causing the lack of energy or the excessive energy, then it's always going to keep going back to that place. And most of the problems with our chakra energy come from a deep-seated place of childhood issues. I just want to give you something to think about. You can believe it or not believe it. Just don't attack me for giving you this information. This is information that I've learned over the years, and especially on my Bhakti Yoga course a couple of years ago in India. We had this lovely French teacher who specialised in the chakra energy. And what she taught me was different to the way I've ever thought and taught about chakras before in my 20 years of yoga practice. Because according to her, we have these childhood imprints and things that happened to us, maybe even in a previous life, if you believe in this, have been carried through our life to the age we're at now and haven't been dealt with. And if we don't deal with the emotional stuff that happened to us when we were younger, it manifests as physical problems. And to me, that is totally believable. So let's start with the grounding chakra. If you have issues with your feet, your ankles, your lower legs in particular, this could be from a feeling of never being completely grounded, always living in a state of fear. Perhaps you had a very difficult relationship with your parents or whoever your guardian was as a young child, and you always were sort of tiptoeing around, physically, mentally, emotionally, and this has left us with issues from being not grounded, problems with our legs, sciatica, leg pain. It's something to contemplate as we go through our sequence. Anyway, please bend your knees now and feel your feet connected to the earth and really feel them, spread your toes. Move your weight around, move the feet around until you feel completely connected. The little toe edge, the big toe edge. the 5 toe tips, the heels. Spread the weight. Separate the feet hip distance. We're going to begin to move in bridge, fluidly with the breath. Curling your tailbone, and make sure the back of your head and shoulders are grounded as well. So connect to the earth in these places. When you lift your bottom, don't roll your feet around. Fix your feet. You ready? Curl your tailbone. Breathing in, lift the bottom, the lower back, the mid back. Feel your weight in your head, shoulders, but in your feet at the same time. And exhale down through your spine, softly, gently. Please allow that to continue. Fluid, gentle, lifting and lowering. The earth chakra is represented by the colour red in the spectrum of the rainbow. Red first. The tailbone, the legs, red. From the tips of your toes to your tailbone. And it's all about feeling grounded, nurtured, cared for, looked after, safe, fed, watered, and you just feel in the right place. You feel grounded. Your health is good. Your security is good. The next time you come down from bridge, begin to let your legs rock side to side. Not a huge movement, just a little movement. Cross over your tailbone. There's many other things you can do to stimulate the chakras, to balance the chakras. And I don't know whether to give you lots of information or just a little information, because it might be too much to take in. But basically just take time for you to connect and be grounded. If you like working with essential oils, patchouli oil is a really good grounding oil. Patchouli oil. The oil of the hippies, yeah? I haven't used my patchouli oil for ages. I must put some of that on later. It's quite strong, you don't need much. Mix it in with a bit of coconut oil and put it on your feet. Really grounding. Do it before you go to bed. Might help you sleep better. Not too much though, because it can be quite very potent. All right, roll over and come up onto your knees. So similar movement, but do it very yin-like. Cow-cat, connect to the earth through the hands. You've got Hasta chakra in the palms, so connect. You were connecting through Pada chakras on your feet in the last pose, but now it's the tops of your feet. And as you breathe in, let your hips rock so the tailbone goes out and the chin goes forward. Breathe out, curl the tailbone under, round your back, tuck in your chin. Inhale, point the tail away, chin and chest up. Exhale gently, roll your spine up to the sky. Again, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Now we're going to press back into child's pose, and if you tend to find this tough on your knees and you don't get very close to your heels, then maybe grab yourself a rolled up blanket or even like a big bath towel or something, roll it up, or even a cushion and put it under your bottom so that you have connection. Watch a moment. We're going into child pose, but then after a moment you'll hear me saying, let's walk our hands to the right. Don't come up like this. So you'll be here and then just try and move to your right. And then of course we'll go to the left. Can we do that? So maybe a little bit padding in there. Knees can also go wider if you find it difficult to bring your chest close to your thighs, if that causes lots of discomfort. So grounding through the tops of your feet, your shins, your knees, and now your hands and your head drop down. Be here for about 30 seconds in the straight ahead Balasana, Hasta Balasana. Again, Hasta, the hands are down and forward. Still on the grounding chakra. There's also crystal therapy for the chakras, but I don't want to get into that too much because it might be distracting. So I'll mention the oils and the postures and the reasons why perhaps the energy is out of kilter from an emotional level of childhood imprints. Now, lift your head just a little, and as I showed you, just slide your arms to the outside of your mat. Keep them about shoulder width, or if you really like, so you're probably starting to feel a stretch down the left side, you can put your left hand on top of your right if you like, and bring your head in between the arms. That's a bit stronger. Ten more seconds. And again, slightly lift the head up, slide the hands back, find the midline, pause, and then left hand to the outside of your mat, followed by the right, and the right can go on top of the left to make it stronger, or just shoulder width apart or something in between, and press down. Few more seconds. And pressing away from the earth, lift the head slightly, walk the hands back, find the midline, stretch. And then nice and gently come up onto your knees. Move your blanket or towel, whatever you were using, to one side. Now the last one for the grounding chakra, and then we'll move up to the hips, the sacral area for the next chakra. Can we do just a very short dolphin pose? Not a moving dolphin that some of you know, but a static dolphin, sometimes called the forearm dog. So hands quite wide, maybe as wide as your mat, and then pushing back, bring your forearms down. Try not to let your elbows go wider than your shoulders or you'll collapse. So plant into your hands. How grounded can you get your thumbs? Press into your index fingers. I know this is a little bit more yang, it's just for a few seconds. Roll back your shoulders, pull in your tummy. With your knees slightly apart, tuck your toes under and lift your hips. Walk your feet in a little bit so your shoulders are right above your elbows. Hold for 20 seconds. Squeeze your tummy in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Well done, everyone. Come to sitting. Oh, good work. Come on to your bottom. Moving up into the sacral chakra now. As I mentioned, the colours go in the same order as the rainbow. I have my lovely coloured cloth on the radiator there. The red and now the orange. Red from the feet to the tailbone, orange colour filling the whole of the sacral pelvis, hips and into the lower back, from below the navel all the way across the area. So if we ground our feet, bring your feet nice and close to you, and then spin your hips open. Hold on to your feet, maybe interlace your hands and just hold them there. And then pressing a little bit forward. See if you can keep the spine long though. Try not to go backwards. If you do, pardon me, feel that that's difficult, you could try raising your tail a little bit to tip you more forward, or keeping your hands slightly behind so it's more like this. Or holding the feet and moving forward through the breastbone. Try to relax the hips open. Sacral chakra, orange. So the physical manifestations of the past emotional hurts could be knee problems, lower back problems, Ladies, moon cycle issues, difficulties conceiving. Everyone, bladder issues and anything connected around the hips in that area. Sciatica is another one, but it can also be from the root chakra. So when you were little, if people in authority, especially our parents, told us that anything connected with sex was dirty and to be, to stay away from it, and wouldn't even get involved in conversations when you asked questions about that, when you started to hear about it in school and you wondered what it was and you just weren't allowed to know anything about it, then this can make you think that it must be something wrong. And that imprint can stay, even though as adults we're trying to make sense of that and we know it's not true. Something in our background might tell us that that's bad, it's dirty. And worse still, it could be that there was abuse when you were younger. And whatever happened or whatever was connected with this chakra, you probably pushed it down. Yeah, the suppressed emotions will manifest physically. If you don't address, and I said in the last class, but some people, and I've said it myself, but the past is the past, I want to move on from that. But if you haven't fully worked through the emotion, your body's going to find a way to stop you and make you pay attention until you work through it. That's my belief. I'm putting it out there for you to contemplate, okay? I'm not saying this is gospel, but I can see how that would definitely work. So perhaps there's a feeling, I've got a list of negative emotions connected, 7 words, 7 chakras. Fear, the grounding chakra, guilt at the sexual chakra, sacral area, shame at the abdominal area, I'll explain that in a moment, pain at the heart center, lies at the throat, illusion at the third eye, and madness at the crown chakra. So I'll talk about those. And then we have to find opposite words to work with as solutions to these negative words. So a few more seconds here. The oil here would be jasmine oil, be very good essential oil for this area, or rose oil. Rose is always good. It's one of my favourites. I love rose. So it's very much about our emotions. Okay, from here we're going to keep one leg in this position, but first of all, if you just move your feet a little forward, most of you have done this with me before. So it's like the Janushirshasana that some of you might know, but in Yin we tend not to use the Sanskrit names or the names that we're used to, because our mind will go into that pose. So this is slightly different. The feet are further away. The left leg's going to straighten out so that the right foot just sits on the inner calf of the left leg. And if this leg's feeling a bit uncomfortable, then pop something under it, give it some support. Be kind to your body. So that feels quite nice. And instead of reaching for the foot, or you could use a strap, but the tendency would be to pull, we just move forward to where it feels right for us. There's still a hip opening and there's a stretch at the base of the spine, so still on the sacral chakra. Let yourself go, just drop forward. Feel a subtle stretch in the back of your left leg, the base of your spine, and in the right hip opener. Colour is orange, and it's a water-based chakra, so they have colour, they have an element, they have a crystal association and an essential oil association. And you know what's very simple? Think of all those colours and try to eat something of each of those colours every day. Can you do that? Can you have something red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet, purple in your diet most days? There's a challenge for you. It's going to make your meals more interesting. So red, all the berries, yeah, strawberries, raspberries, tomatoes, I'm sure you can think of many more. Orange, oranges, or orange peppers, I love orange peppers. Yellow peppers, bananas. I try and have a banana most days, and that if they're just slightly overripe, bleh. If they're not ripe enough, bleh, they're not good for your digestion. So yeah, yellow food. Green, easy, yeah, all your greens. Blue, blueberries. Purple, the sort of purple sprouted broccoli, aubergines. See, it's easy. There you go. Okay, a few more seconds here. So remember, yin is about surrender. Surrender physically into the postures. So the postures then work into your body. You're not working into the posture's working into your body. Let it happen. Slowly, keeping your right leg where it is, walk yourself up until your back's straight. Lean back and bring your left foot to your right. Bring the support away for a moment and just lean back and allow the hips openness. And then as you're leaning back, stretch your right leg forward. Left foot is on the calf. And just because it feels nice, but you don't have to, you could support your left leg. So there's no feeling of it being pulled down, you're not being shifted, your weight is very centered. And again, having no ambition to get to your foot or to put your head on your knee or anything like that, just slide forward. A slight drawing in through the pelvic floor and belly can help to support. If your lower back feels tight, pull in Mula Bandha. Even in yin, Mula Bandha can be lifted. The pelvic floor energetic lock. What else can I tell you about the sacral chakra? So it's just a little bit higher now. It's around our sacrum and inner hips and pelvis. Emotions, sexuality, desires, accepting of change in our body. So if the energy is not moving here, we'll be very resistant to change. We'll have a sense of emptiness in our life, sexual issues, a fear of pleasure. It's almost like we feel we don't deserve pleasure. That can be one of the downsides of the chakra not working properly here. We need to give ourselves time, pamper ourselves. Use that rose oil or jasmine oil. Allow your body to surrender. I think 3 years ago, tomorrow, sis, can you remember? I should remember. I think it's tomorrow. It would be the day that I'd have been getting home from hospital 3 years ago after my mastectomy. 3 years already. It was the 5th I had my operation. I think I was in for maybe 3 nights. 3 days of horrendous hospital food. Some of you can remember, and some of my memories have come up on Facebook of posting, this is what the hospital classes as a good balanced vegan meal, and it was rice and potatoes. It was all they could think to give me. Not even any other green veg or anything. It was awful. But I had some lovely students and family brought me in some food, thankfully. But I'm still grateful and I'm here. Slowly rise up, lean back, and one more time, bring the support away, bring the soles of the feet together, let your legs drop away from each other. Sacral chakra awakened, hips opened, energy flowing into the sacrum, hips, pelvis, and all the related organs and glands. Now, please bring your hands to your knees and pull the legs together. Sit the hands back again, bring the feet closer, and big movement, big windscreen wiper movement, ready to move up to the abdominal area, the solar plexus. We've had earth element and then water element was the last one. This one is a fire element. We usually do very strong poses especially in the yang. So if you haven't had your yang class this week yet, then there's some strong poses coming at this time in the other style of class. But for the yin, what we'll focus on is twisting now. So really feeling the abdominal area and twisting around it to stimulate the flow of energy there. Let's just stay in the same position, the seated position, and stretch out our legs. I'll get you into a pose first, nice, simple, but just a gentle variation. So we're not going to tuck the other leg in Ardha, oh, not supposed to use a Sanskrit name, in half sage twist. So we're just going to bring the right foot in. And we still want to close the leg so the knee joint is closed. And then we step the right foot across. You might have something behind you to put your hand on if you find, so when you bring your right hand back, if you find it you sort of collapse, then having something like a yoga block can help to keep you more upright. So if you have something there, you can use that. So we're just going to bring the right hand behind us and then drape the left arm across. So nothing too much here. Drawing the right shoulder back and focus on the abdominal area. So we can still do a little bit of powerful breathing here. As you inhale, let your belly fill as if you've just blown up a balloon in your belly. And then exhale, draw it in and twist a little deeper. And then stay with gentle breathing for a few breaths and then do that again, yes? So maybe every third breath, make it more powerful, a little bit more of a twist. Carry on with that. So our fire chakra, sacral chakra, controls the pancreas and our digestion. So if we were thinking about these physical manifestations from emotional issues in childhood, they would be a lot of digestive issues throughout your life. A lot of issues with the bowels, with acid reflux, with mid-back problems and problems with the pancreas and the liver. The oil here, another really nice one, bergamot oil, is lovely. If the energy is not flowing here, emotionally you'll feel frustration, you'll have low self-esteem and eating disorders, ulcers, pancreas, gallbladder issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, liver issues, colon diseases. Maybe you just take things too seriously. That's one of the emotions that happens from the powerhouse of the solar plexus. Now, come back round to the centre and we'll softly change sides. So extend the right, bend the left, squeeze it in, sit nice and tall. Cross over. Maybe you've got your support now behind you to your left, but not too far away. You don't want to lean back, so sit nice and tall. Drape your right arm around, place your left hand down. Inhale nice and tall, exhale gently squeeze round. Then gentle breaths, a couple. Every third one, maybe just a little more of a squeeze. Be gentle. So what could have happened? Perhaps. Remember, this is all just things that I've been taught and I want to give you something to think about. When you were younger, were you very controlled by your parents? Were they very controlling of you? Then perhaps you ended up in a controlling relationship. Your partner was very controlling. And you might even have all three: controlling parents, controlling partner, controlling boss. And we tend to fall into, not deliberately, it just tends to happen in our life, that we keep ending up in the same situations until we actually notice. So we can go through life complaining about these things, but then we waken up and we go, wait a minute, I don't want this anymore. This continual same emotions, same people treating me the same way. And then once we notice the paths that we've fallen into, we can go and take a different path. Yeah? Then our life begins to change. So like I mentioned, if you have lots of digestive issues, perhaps that's coming from this place of constriction in the belly through always being put down and controlled. Your whole life controlled, controlled, controlled. Mull it over in the mind. Digestion is never good if we're feeling upset, if someone has been shouting at us. We can't digest. It's horrible to try and eat when someone's having a go at you. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. A couple more breaths here. I know there's a slightly yang pose, but we need to make this energy move around our lower to mid back and our abdominal area. And then come back to the center. Another twist here that's often done, I mean, it's so good for our shoulders, this next move, but I want you to focus in on the feeling of twist at your belly, okay? Have a look. I'm sure you've done it before. It's thread the needle for the shoulders. So look, a lot of people do this with their legs and then they end up wobbling around. So try and have knees and feet in line with the hip sockets and press your toes down. Again, if that causes any pain in your ankles, put something not as thick as this, but maybe open it up under your feet so that they're padded if that's necessary. But keep pressing down. Then we're going to come through, but I'll just quickly demonstrate the places we're going to go. Now feel, I'm coming towards you, so it's my left side that I'm bringing underneath, and I want to feel the twist across the left side of my waist as I come down behind my left ear. Now I don't want to flop down like this, squish. I want to use my right hand for a moment to press myself away from the earth. This is the beginning of the pose. It might be where you stay and feel the twist. Next place would be here, and the final resting place in this pose is the arm overhead. So, can we come into this? All fours. Ground your feet. Just going to move that blanket away. We'll go left hand through first. Slide left hand through to the right. Left upper arm comes down. If you have problems getting your head down, put a cushion there or a block behind your left ear. Press into your right hand. Push through a little bit more. Press into your feet. If you want to stay here and there's enough twist, enough squeeze in your belly, stay here. Or right arm behind your waist. Draw your right shoulder back. Look up towards the ceiling if your neck allows. Breathe. And if you wish, right arm overhead. Focus on the belly. Keep the hips centered. Head can be on a cushion. Relax your jaw. I just noticed I was gripping mine. Bring your right hand in front of your nose and push the earth away. Slide your left arm through. Come to the center. Arch your back like a cat stretch. And come to neutral. Ready, other side. Bring the right hand through. Slide it through to the left. Start to bend the right elbow. Don't flop down, so keep pushing with your left hand. Through. Come behind your right ear. Down onto a cushion, a block, or the floor. Keep the feet grounded. Push into your left hand. Get through a bit more. Twist. If you feel you want to stay there, that's fine. Or left arm behind the waist. Squeeze your left shoulder back. Gently does it. Feel your right foot, feel your left foot. Rest your head, but don't collapse. Left arm can come from behind, overhead to the front. Stretch it out. Stay there. Keep breathing. Don't be pushing so hard that you're finding it hard to breathe, so try to relax in it. Feel the waist. And then begin to come back. Sliding back onto hands and knees and feet. And again, a nice big cat. Pull in the tummy, tuck in the chin, cuddle under the tail, stretch. And release. Well done. In subtle shifts, awakening, moving, dispersing, balancing, all these nice words so that the energy is more flowing. The first three chakras are very close together. Tailbone, sacrum, and then in line with your navel, within your spinal column. Then we have a big jump, big space. This is why we really need to get the energy at the abdominal area moving, so it pushes up the spine. And now we can open the heart. The typical one that I'm most often doing, we're also doing it in the other styles of classes this week, is lying over something like, if you have a bolster at home, you could use that, or a blanket, but you know, it's going to be enough for some people, but for others it's not going to be very much. And when I lie over this, it was okay when I started doing this pose, and now I hardly feel anything, so I tend to use blocks instead. So yes, I usually have one right near the edge of the mat and then the other one standing up, and this narrow part of the block goes right between your shoulder blades. And if you know exactly what you're doing, you can go into your pose. This could just be a blanket or a bolster instead. You might still need something for your head to go on. If you're very tight here, when you lie back, your head might not fall back, so you might need something for your head. If you've never done it before, please watch first. So I usually hold on to it. I make sure it's not on my waist, it is between my shoulder blades, so receive it there. And before I lie down, I usually wrap my arms around, and that makes space so that I can really feel it in the middle of my spine as I go down, right in the center. My head drops back, my arms release, and I also bring the feet back to cobbler, but you don't have to, they can be straight or bent. And relax. So find your place so that your chest is opened, little openness in the throat as well. And this pose basically brings the energy through all of the chakras. Lie back with bolster, with blanket, with blocks, as long as there's something pushing you up. Our fourth of 7 chakras. Do you get a lot of pain, issues with your arms, like elbow issues, wrist issues, shoulder blade, so more behind you, shoulder blade issues, chesty coughs a lot? Then this is coming perhaps, again, from the emotions from our childhood that have left imprints physically in our body, where our cells have contracted. Mantra can help to open up your cells as well, to open up your stuck emotions. So, could it be that when you were younger there was a lack of affection in your upbringing? Could it be that you experienced death of someone close to you when you were young and you didn't understand? Nobody helped you to deal with the grief you were feeling, and that has stayed locked inside you. You've never really understood, or now you'll understand as an adult, but the pain you felt as a child is still there. It's inside, it's locked in your heart center. And when we understand that, we can begin to let it go. We can make sense. Try and relax, surrender over your bolster or blocks. Heart center is green. So red, orange, yellow, now green. Love, compassion. It's an air chakra. Balance and healing, unity and peace. It's closely connected with your thymus gland. Issues here, as I mentioned, the heart center, chest, breast issues, lungs issues, upper back. Emotionally, you could feel really quite lonely. Arm pain, wrist pain, as I mentioned. You know, a really good way to allow more love into your life is give out more love. What you give, you receive back. Did any of you see the lovely picture that I put up on Facebook that I first got from Claire, one of the trainees this morning? It was a beautiful illustration of the way the energy can be sent out and received back in when you're meditating, etc. So when you're lying over your prop here, think about sending love to those that you would like to feel that they are receiving your good wishes, your love, your compassion. But also imagine all that love pouring back in. And if you're sending love out to 5 people, receive it back in as if it was 10 people wishing you all the best, wishing you love and compassion and understanding. Let it out to bring it back in. As you give, so you shall receive. So be very careful what you give out, because it will come back and bite you on the bottom. Did I mention the oil for this one? It's rose again, rose oil, very much connected with the heart. And if you're working with crystals, it wouldn't be so much green you would imagine at the heart center, it would be rose quartz. But it could be jade or green calcite. Love. Love yourself, accept yourself. Tell those you love that you love them. And also, you know, being in nature. Get outside, be barefoot on the grass, walk through the woods, go down to the ocean, stay away from people. Get down to the river. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think I did a lovely walk down the river, Dawn. It was the day before. Oh, it was so beautiful. The swans and the trees and it was just idyllic. Much more peaceful than the ocean was today. Not the ocean's fault, it was the people. Last few seconds here. Please, when it's time to come off your prop, understand that it would be quite easy if you move too fast, you could tweak something, so you must go slowly. So if your legs are still in cobbler, bring the knees together, that's number 1. If your shoulders are really stretched back, depending on the height, bring your hands to your belly for a moment. 2. Maybe bring your chin in a little bit, so really control your neck muscles. 3. Pull in your tummy. 4. And then press up or roll away from your props. Subtly push them off your mat and then lie back down. Lie on the back and feel the area that was being pushed up. Let that go flat. And in fact, maybe bring your knees up so there's weight above your chest and rock. Rock gently back and forth across your upper back. Well done. And then rock all the way up to sitting. I'd like to do what I'm also doing in my other classes for the heart center now. Depending again on what equipment you happen to have at home, it would be nice if you could be comfortable on your knees. If you're not and you have equipment, I can guarantee that I can make this comfortable for you, especially if you have a bolster or a nice thick blanket and maybe a couple of blocks. So if your knees and ankles are quite tight, you'd probably need support to kneel. However, you don't really need to kneel. It's just a way of keeping your torso much more upright and not allowing any slumping. So what I like to do is I take a couple of blocks, then I put my bolster or my blanket. I didn't take a bolster upstairs. I didn't want to have a bolster on view in case you were like, yay, it's restorative. So yin and restorative slightly different. And I don't know if you all have bolsters, so it wouldn't be fair to teach it fully with bolsters. So blanket propped up, see the angle? So your bottom is going to be right up here. So then there should be no tightness if you find it difficult to sit like this. You sit astride with your bum up high. Yes, nice and tall. I'm taller than Buddha now behind me. And just a very sort of meditative practice now. All you're going to do is, I'll just quickly show you, you're going to be like this and then like this. Behind your closed eyes, you're looking up, and I want you to think about love pouring into your heart, and you take it in. It's like you're gathering all the love from the universe and taking it into your heart. We'll do that about 5 times. So sit nice and tall. One hand in the center of your heart center and the other hand on top. A slight rounding in your upper back, your chin tucked in, eyes closed. Breathe out. Lift up, open up, inhale. Imagine all the love from the universe pouring into your arms. Collect it in. Exhale, hands on the heart, chin tucked in, upper back rounded. Breathing in, open up. Breathing out, collect it in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, come softly upright and slide your arms right round your shoulders, maybe even bigger, right round into your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin in, give yourself a big hug and gently rock your body, your upper body. Feel like you're being held, you're being hugged, you're being loved, because you are. And release. That feel nice? And come off your support. Okay everyone, throat center, center of communication. Now picture your throat, your neck, your shoulders, a real body of your shoulders now rather than your shoulder blades. Your arms, your fingers, your thumbs, blue, sky blue. Think about an openness in your wrists, your elbows, your shoulder girdle and your throat. So now we are going on to, again, whatever you have to prop yourself up, a blanket, a bolster, or I'm going to use the blocks. And all we're doing is going into supported bridge, so blocks under our sacrum, and then just allowing our legs to be up, nice and relaxed, yeah? If you've never done it before, quickly show you. So whatever you've got that gives you some height and feels very supportive. And here, that's it. And your chin is down in your throat, your neck is long, your shoulders are relaxed. If you don't like your legs being completely straight, you can bend them, but usually if they're in the right place, so you're not pulling them over you like this, you're letting your bum really relax, and your legs should be quite content to hang out. You could also, if you want, put your heels on the wall, or your whole legs on the wall, bottom close to the wall, legs up. So please find a place of comfort. Visualize blue and relax. Thyroid issues, shoulder problems, neck problems, jaw issues, even cold sores, gums, teeth, upper spine, ears, all connected with the energy, for some reason, not moving around the throat chakra as it should. Could it be that you were never allowed to really express your thoughts as a child? Were you always being shushed? Were you always being told to be quiet? When you were with adults, were you always pushed away? Even now as an adult, again, I would hope not, but I would hope none of us are in a relationship where we don't get to voice our feelings. If you're continually told to be quiet, you end up not being able to voice, to express yourself. It becomes really difficult. And this can cause these physical manifestations of the emotional issues. It has to come out somehow. If for any reason you don't like your legs still being up there, you could place your feet on the ground, but it's nice to let the energy pour from the tips of your toes, down your legs, through your spine, and up into the way that your neck is lengthened behind you, into the back of your neck, into the YIN Chakra. Let me find the oil for this one, right at my throat. Communication, sound, a balance of clear communication, knowing when to listen and when to talk. Sometimes we're anxious over other people's reactions to what we're going to say. That's a big problem for us, a fear of speaking up for ourselves. The oil here is chamomile. Chamomile, obviously very calming, chamomile tea. But chamomile oil, you can actually rub it onto your throat. A few more moments with your legs either up or your feet grounded. So thyroid and parathyroid glands here. Now we're going to keep our prop and allow, if your feet are still up, allow them to come down. And staying lifted at the sacrum, extend your legs straight. Still keeping the chin down towards the throat, making a lengthening sensation at the back of your neck, shoulders well connected to the earth, legs fully extended. This might feel a little pull on your lower back, but perhaps because of the previous postures it's not pulling. You might feel, depending on how high you are, the hip flexors from the psoas from your back moving into your femurs, your thigh bones. There might be a little bit of pulling there. So if there is, that's beneficial to stay there. Don't back away from it. Try not to let your legs go too floppy here. So there's a little bit of keeping the knees and toes pointed up, legs fully extended. But otherwise, try and relax. While you're there, let me just tell you a little bit about our next centre, our third eye, Ajna. The colour goes from a sky blue to a night sky. Oh, it's full moon as well right now, isn't it, between last night and tonight. I forgot to look last night, but hopefully it's quite clear outside. You might see it tonight, the pink moon this time. So this one could manifest as issues with your ears, your eyes, headaches, like serious headaches, memory issues, insomnia, and continually having mucus in the nose and in the throat. You need a neti pot for that, salt water rinse, and stop eating dairy. Then that'll go, hopefully. But coming from the past again, it could be that we're forever allowing ourselves, and perhaps was always stuck in front of a television, caught up in the material world. Too much television, too much now social media. Thank goodness for social media, but sometimes we just allow it to be all-consuming. We need to take a break away from the screen, any screen. Can you be in silence? How does it feel for you to be in silence? It's easier if you go into nature. No, not reading, not having music, just the music of nature, the sounds of nature, and then inward stillness. If you find that really difficult, then you need to do it more. We get so consumed by the news and just whatever's on the screen, you know. Sometimes you just realise that you've been sitting watching rubbish on the television and you think, what am I doing? And I'm not saying television's all bad and social media's all bad, but it is if it's all we're doing. You know, if we're totally consumed by it, that's not good. And if you can't be alone with your own thoughts, why? We need to look to see what's going on there and find that place of bliss, of really wanting to be in silence, in stillness. So let's move into that area now. Please raise your hips away, walk your feet in, raise your hips off your support and push it away. And when you come down gently and rock your legs again. Or hug your knees, or go flat, just let your body flop down, whatever feels good. As we prepare to move to the third eye, this is your pituitary gland in the brain. Insight, intuition, self-reflection. So you could have a lot of self-doubt and distrust, apart from the other things that I already mentioned. Trust your intuition. The oil here, geranium. Alrighty. Please come over onto your hands and knees. Have a block or a cushion handy in case this is uncomfortable. And again, maybe something rolled up between your heels and your bottom to fill the gap. Sitting back and your heels have some space in front of you. And then trying to stay grounded, but don't worry if your bum comes up, your bum comes up. But maybe have a big enough cushion or blanket to feel that there's no gap. Make a fist and put the little finger edge of the fist down, forearm and elbow down, and then the other hand on top. Then bring your forehead, so third eye between the eyebrows, we're doing this in the YIN classes as well, onto the top hand. This is really good for frontal headaches. If you get pressure headaches at the front, remember this move. Doesn't have to be kneeling, you could be sitting on a chair, hands on a table. Press. Surrender your weight into your hand. Close your eyes and visualize indigo behind your closed eyes. Dark blue, black, purple colour. This covering is called Maya in yoga, this veil of illusion. We get caught up in the material world and we're never content if we don't have a screen. Or the other things that can block the third eye are drugs and alcohol. So we never have a clear mind. We need to lift the veil of illusion. And again, I'm not saying that all alcohol is bad, everything in moderation. But it's if we are relying on these things, if we never have a clear mind. Please come up just a little and now extend your arms. And again, little finger edge on the ground, hands in prayer. This is called pranams. When we place the third eye to the earth, pranams, the energy connection from the earth to our brain and back to earth again. If your head can't go to the floor, put something, another cushion or a block there, and go down. This stimulates also the cerebral spinal fluid, so from the tail all the way up the spine and flowing into the brain. stimulating the brain cells, the memory cells, keeping the brain active but not overactive the way it is from outside stimulation. Does that make sense? This candle smells good. I just sat up and the candle's right beside me. It smells good. It's good to have these essential oils in your house, and if you want, I can pop them up on the board after class, which essential oil for which chakra. Would you like me to do that? I can do that. It would just take me a couple of minutes. Okay, slowly rise from your pranams. Lift up your tail and move any support that you had there. Spread your fingers at the front of your mat. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Pull in your tummy and stretch out your legs. Raise your hips, press back, downward facing dog. You can bend your knees. Press lots of weight backwards. And come softly down onto your knees. Feel free to come onto your bottom for a moment, but we are coming back to this position for our final chakra, the crown chakra. Lots of different things that can go wrong in the head. Mental health issues, depression, fever. If you constantly get head fevers, then again we have to look at emotionally what might be going on that could possibly be one of the underlying causes. So the way we were brought up with different beliefs can have a huge effect on us. Different religious beliefs, different spiritual beliefs can bring us great comfort and give us something to hold on to, something that helps us develop through life. But equally they can do the opposite. So if something has been enforced onto you that you're not comfortable with throughout your upbringing, even when you rebelled against it, you were still forced to follow that path, then this is where there could be a conflict and the mind just feels like it's going crazy. Could be because of this. Again, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying that this is gospel. A pun on spirituality and religion. So, crown chakra, crown on the floor. Nothing big, just hair pose. We bring ourselves onto our knees and hands and we come right onto the crown. You can keep your hands here, but if you lift your shoulders, then your hands, that should be okay unless you're letting your feet come off the floor, then it'll feel horrible. So feet need to stay grounded and your shoulders need to stay back from the earth. Shashankasana it's called in Sanskrit, it's a hair pose. So ground your feet, take your hands near your knees, tip forward and place your crown on the floor. Shoulders back, hands up, and if you don't like that, put your hands back down and stretch your arms up in the sky. Now breathe. Let the energy pour into your crown. Who's writing me something? Okay, yes, I will do the essential oil right up at the end. And I'm not saying that any mental health issues can be solved by going into hair pose. I'm just saying that when we look at these issues from our past, or maybe even our present, perhaps they are shouting at you, they're manifesting as physical issues that need to be addressed. I hope that makes sense. Stay there another 2 breaths. I didn't give you an oil for this one, did I? Crown center, pineal gland, self-knowledge, wisdom, spiritual connection, bliss. But if it's blocked, it could be depression, confusion, especially over your faith, apathy, materialism, skepticism. The oil? Lavender. Of course it's lavender. And then please come down from onto your hips again, bottom to heels, and then over to a sitting position. Well done, everyone. Cross your ankles, sit nice and tall. Place your hands gently on your lap. You don't have to be cross-legged. You can have your legs out in a butterfly or stretched out. But again, if you find it difficult to sit cross-legged, what's going on there? You know, where's the restriction? Is it your hips? And maybe rise up onto a cushion and do more work around the hips. For now, though, we're coming towards the end of class. Bring your left hand onto your right knee, and your right hand softly behind you. Breathing in, rise up from tail to crown, and breathing out, twist to your right. Now take 3 more gentle breaths here. Don't pull on your knees, so maybe put the left back of hand across the knee. And after 3 breaths, don't collapse into your belly and hips. Stay nice and tall, lengthen up and place the hands on the lap. And then left hand behind you, back of your right hand across. Inhale up high, exhale twist. 3 more breaths. And again back to center. Now we are coming into a forward bend. Traditionally, a final forward bend in yoga would be yoga mudra, and either, because it's yin, just a gentle cross-legged, and in some classes it would be lotus. I mean, if you find half lotus very comfortable, you could do that, or just let your legs stretch out. And don't be too fussy. Yin's about surrendering the ego, having no need to go into these shapes. But if you're comfortable in half lotus, then you could do that. Bring your hands behind you and catch your right wrist and try to get your middle fingertip and your thumb tip together, and just relax your arms there. You could have blocks in front of you for your head to go on. Keeping your bottom grounded, breathe in and breathe out, surrender down. Before you begin your journey up, draw up your pelvic floor, draw in your navel, and softly lift up the head, roll up through the spine, roll back the shoulders, release your hands onto your lap, relax. Before you lie down, please join me in the sound of Om. Breathe out, breathe in. Prepare your body for Shavasana. Please lie back, maybe a support under your knees. to allow that dropping down at the base of your spine, if required. Relax the body, release to Shavasana. Well done. Cover your eyes or close them against any light, or put your lights out. Finish our chakra sequence with a chakra meditation, visualizing the rainbow of colour over your body. So get warm and comfortable. Lie back. Relax, relax. Melt your shoulders. Relax. So I said, of course, it's lavender because I was thinking about our eye covers, and the scent of lavender is closest to our head, and we're smelling the lavender. So if you have an eye pillow, if the smell is beginning to go from your eye cover, take the little pillow off. So there's a Velcro bit on your eye covers usually. You might have one with a little zip. Take the cover off, sprinkle the eye pillow with lavender oil and put your cover back on. Not too much though, because it might make your eyes nip. And if you do happen to put too much on, you can always put a tissue over your eyes first. Be careful with essential oils. Usually mixed with something like a coconut oil or an almond oil before you place it on your body. It's okay to put a little dot of it in pulse points, but be careful because it's very concentrated. Okay, so we are relaxed, released, softly down into the floor. Bring your awareness to your feet and imagine this beautiful rainbow from the tips of your toes arcing over the length of your body to behind your head. A big arc of vibrant rainbow colours. The red colour seems to be pouring into the soles of your feet and reaching up to your tailbone. And your legs feel warm, heavy, and relaxed. The orange from the rainbow appears to be pouring into your hips and pelvis, generating a feeling of lightness, openness, and joy, reaching into your lumbar spine and comforting you. The yellow feels like the sun itself is right above your belly, sending beams of sunlight deeply penetrating through your belly and into your spine, bringing heat and relaxation. Feel connected to Mother Earth as you lie in Shavasana. The green from the rainbow shines down in the center of your chest, and you feel connected to nature all around you. The green of the plants and the trees and the grass is the same as the green energy in your heart center, healing, nourishing, opening you to love and compassion. And from the rainbow, sky blue washes over your throat, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, right to the tips of your fingers. Healing, releasing, and relaxing your body. Behind your closed eyes, the indigo colour from the rainbow feels like it's right there, within your forehead, within your brain, filling the whole of your head with indigo. And it allows you to really relax, to go deeper than you've ever gone before, to a place of intuition and insight deep inside your mind. this deep purple, blue, black becomes a lighter shade, a violet, that feels like it's on your crown and filling you from the crown downwards. As the violet colour washes over your head and you feel so relaxed, the colours unite until it's simply white. A pure white spiritual light shining all over your body. You are a pure spiritual light. Let yourself shine. Feel your energy reaching out, filling your aura at arm's length around your body, widening, shining, glowing, full of spiritual light, pure light. Relax in the light of spirituality. Relax. Today, give thanks for everything. Allow the tingle of gratitude to move into the bones of your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. With each beat of your heart, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dance for the joy, for the love, for the food in your belly, for the beating hearts of the beings that surround you. Sing for the sorrows, for the heartbreak, for the sadness you can't seem to shake, for the losses, for all the faces that no longer exist in this realm. Speak with words that come straight from your heart. Be honest, be kind, be love. When you next wrap your arms around your friends, your lovers, your parents, your aunts, uncles, cats, dogs, or hamsters, please pause for a moment and allow your hearts to beat together for that moment, just once, or maybe twice. Pause. Pause when you can to listen to the laughter that surrounds you, even if you're alone and it's your own. Listen and hear it as gospel, as truth. Know that everything you are, everything you have, everything that you are supposed to be is you. And it's enough. You are enough. Take a deep breath and let it go. And on your next few breaths, very subtly, very gently, begin to come back. Wiggles at the extremities, the fingers, the toes. Stretches of the arms and the legs. A shifting around of your head, neck and spine. A tucking in of your knees and rolling onto your left side to be ever so gentle to your heart. And once there, use your right hand to press the earth away and return to sitting. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Please do let me know. Type me a little message up on the board and I will do that list of essential oils for you as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for keeping up your practice. I hope you're really finding it beneficial to keep some sort of rhythm to your life, keeping the yoga as something that is essential. You know, it's not really a luxury, it's essential for our mental health, for our body, to keep it moving, to keep all these energies moving around. It's so important. So it's time to say goodbye for now. Thank you again for allowing me to guide you, and if there's anything else I can help you with, please ask. Namaste. Namaste. Sleep well.